Hello, my beautiful friends. I am so excited to share something that I've been building for over a year. Many of you have heard me mention the Weekly Health RX by Arvasi, and I want to tell you more about what it is and why I built it with my co-founder, Dr. Thamit Sethi, who is an integrative medicine physician and one of the most brilliant clinicians I know. She also happens to be one of my closest friends. And both of us are physicians who practice integrative medicine and what we call modern Ayurveda. We were both so tired of watching women in midlife trying to do everything they could to feel better and still not feel like themselves. And the Weekly Health RX? Well, this is our answer. It's how we want to help end the guessing game for women in midlife. Think of it like having a physician in your pocket or a doctor in your pocket. The Weekly Health RX is a weekly audio prescription for women in perimenopause and menopause. It's physician-led, science-backed, and built around your biology and your mind-body constitution, or dosha. Because here's what we know. Generic advice doesn't work, but personalized prescriptions do. We just wrapped a 5-week series on metabolic health, where we talked about how the hormone shifts of midlife, of perimenopause and menopause, drive the downstream effects on your metabolism, which then affects your energy, your weight, your inflammation. And we also talked about what to do about it, personalized to your biology and your dosha. We also talked about what the data from a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, actually means through the lens of your constitution. And we talked about a specific midday meal glucose anchor protocol, which is built around a window in the middle of the day where Ayurveda and modern chronobiology converge. Here's a small piece from week 1 of the series. Metabolic health is really important to pay attention to in midlife. It shapes cardiovascular risk, cognitive trajectory, hormonal resilience, and it really shapes how the decades ahead will actually feel. Specifically, the problems many of us have in midlife where we have weight that just doesn't respond to anything that we're doing. The energy crashes we have, the dips and the highs that we have, the inflammation that has nothing to do with what you actually ate during your meals. You know, there's a lot of noise out there about metabolic health, a lot of information, a lot of different protocols. Now, what makes this series so different is that everything that we talk about and prescribe is specific to your constitution. It's personalized to your dosha. And that's because your dosha really determines your metabolic pattern and therefore what your prescription and protocol should be.
Yeah, you can feel different kinds of symptoms depending on who you are, whether it's your energy crashing in the afternoons or whether you're feeling inflamed or whether you're just feeling frustrated that you're doing the same exercise and eating the same way, but your body doesn't feel the same. So what we really want to get at in this series is that none of this is a failure of what you're eating or how you're eating. It's actually biology. But we could pay attention to some parts of our food to help support our biology through the transition. So I really want anyone listening to understand that if you're like me, a human, you may have felt from time to time like it just feels like, can't I do anything, right? And really, I would say, it's about saying, what can I do for my body right now?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's really important to remember that it's not a failure of some kind. There's a lot of biology and physiology that's at play here. So that's a small taste of the metabolic health series we just wrapped on the Weekly Health RX. In the rest of the series, we talked about your specific dosha's metabolic pattern, the midday meal protocol, with specific foods and timing for your biology and your specific constitution, and what your CGM data actually means through that lens. We also talked about some glucose stabilizing recipes that are built specifically for each metabolic pattern for each dosha. And even though the series is wrapped, all 5 episodes are still up on our Substack page, so you can go back and listen anytime as a paid subscriber. Next, we'll be moving into a 5-week series on sleep. I hope that you'll join us over on Substack at the Weekly Health RX. You can find us at weeklyhealthrx.substack.com. It's free to start, and the link is in the show notes. Until next time, be well.